Alright guys, triple hooked here. It's a culmination here of about three separate hunts. And let's start with some of the iron items. Obviously the axe heads, which again, it's always pretty cool to find. Nothing really spectacular. I don't think they're extremely old or anything, but probably 1800s anyways, late 1800s. And a cool looking hoe. You can hear my dog in the background here playing volleyball. Crescent wrench, doohickey. I don't know if that would go on a fence or something. I'm sure there's a lot of people that could identify a lot of these things. Obviously those old square nuts I was finding. There's going to be a few things here that I didn't have on video because there was one hunt that didn't realize it, but my GoPro battery was left on. My GoPro went dead. So, but some of these things, if you don't recognize, that's why. But there's that funky little item there. Bits and pieces of melted stuff. Obviously, the time frame in the 1800s, fire was a big issue, big deal with these houses burning down. Bits and pieces of scrap. Not quite sure what that is. Almost looks like part of a fuse or something, but I don't think it is. But who knows? Funky. It's malleable. I don't know if that's just lead or if that's more of a pewter type thing. I'm not sure. I'd say lead, but this is definitely lead. Definitely lead. Has that that patina to it. No writing on it or anything that I can see, but kind of cool. When I dig old lead like that, I know I'm at a pretty decent site. Knives. Looks like a couple of different ones, judging by the size. Looks like part of an old hand blade saw. Not sure if I had that on video. A couple of rings, iron rings. This is more of a copperish style ring. What's it here? Not quite sure what this is. Something tell me it's an old miniature gun barrel. I doubt it. It's all copper. Pretty cool though. Neat little lathe work done on it. No inscriptions or anything, but like I said, if anybody has any ideas, let me know. This actually is part of a clock, which I'll put over here with the rest of it. That little lighter that I'd found at mini Stonehenge. It just looks like a cheapo lighter. No inscription or anything. Inscription would probably be right here with that part. More bits and pieces. Lantern parts. Cool thing about this, it's funny because this has been in the ground probably 100 years. Still functions, I mean, that's just crazy. You find that with a lot of these lantern parts. I mean, obviously they're a brass and copper, mix, but it's just funny. This stuff still it still moves. In my I'm a nurse, but I'm also currently working in the maintenance field to be home for my kids. But working on maintenance stuff. I mean, to see something, a few years old that actually still moves, let alone this, it's been in the ground for 100 years, and you can see all those gears moving in there. That's just crazy. It's just, wish we still made stuff like that. But lantern parts, not sure what this is. Just a heavy copperish item. More copper. I remember that's on video. Bits and pieces of silverware. No, that isn't, but I didn't even look at this one. It's got some numbers on, or letters. DUCH or something maybe. I'm not sure. But there's some more letters on that one. I didn't even look at them. They're just bits and pieces of scrap. But and then obviously, these have been pretty mangled. But I thought this was kind of cool. This is normally I see them all in one piece, but this one's kind of like it's been, it was welded. It's copper. And then obviously the bigger one. But anyways, harmonica reeds. Find these about any old site you go to. I thought this one was kind of unique. Maybe it isn't even a harmonica reed, but it's a little different. It's just a little bit of a different design. And the head stamps, shotgun shells. I don't see anything really too rare here. I dug a Robin Hood head stamp last year. That was really cool, kind of rare. I know there's people that collects these, but I don't think there's really a numeric value of them per se. In fact, I know there's a guy on Friendly Forum that collects these. I might send a few his way in case there's any he wants. But let's see. I rarely ever keep these, but I thought this was cool. Obviously a square nail, but just how clean it is. I mean, obviously got some rust here, but normally when I dig them, they're just totally corroded. I dug it out of the ground. I was like, wow, that's so cool, because it's actually a clean nail. It sounds silly, but those of us who dig, it's kind of a rare occurrence. Same one with this. It's fairly clean. And I thought, wow, it must be not a whole lot of moisture or something getting in there. I'm not quite sure. I still think this is like a mini iron, maybe a collar iron or something. A little too light to be a doorstop per se, but I know that there's kind of like some shackle type things that they make that comes out the bottom, but there's no evidence of it being drilled through. I think this is a decorative, or possibly, I haven't done any research on it, but maybe it is an actual mini type iron for sleeves and cuffs. That's just a guess. Those who know what it really is may laugh when they hear me say that, but please let me know. These earlier that I thought were buttons or something, more that I look at them, they look like horse conchos for the bridle, go on the side. But you can kind of see nothing fancy really. I found one a couple years ago. It was beautiful. It had a picture of a horse on it, and but yeah, with the iron back. Then this one looks a little bit older because it's a little bit different design on the back. But still pretty cool. I have horses, so it's kind of neat to see, digging up this old tack. Some of the prettier stuff I never get to keep because my wife and daughter keep it. But and a couple old buckles. There again, it moves, which is so cool. This one's frozen, but it's pretty cool. Like I said, for me, it's not all about just finding the shiny stuff. It's kind of neat to see the history. And, I have a lot of people, family and friends and stuff. They're like, oh, this is so cool, because they only see the really cool finds, what they deem is really cool, coins and whatnot. But, if I start talking about this other stuff and I see their eyes glassing over, then I know that they probably aren't going to be as into the hobby as I am. But this was found pretty much one of the only good targets at the 1850s site was this little buckle. I'm going to go back again and hit it and try a little bit of a different area. I could have been off a little bit, but still, is what it is. Got the old pull tabs. Can't get away from them damn things. This is the back of the button that the V3i would not hit, and that the Deus did. So you can see the shank there. But yeah, little decorative scrap here. Not quite sure what this is. It's pretty heavy. I don't know if it was a watch winder or maybe just a piece to something else. Not quite sure, but still pretty cool. A little bit of gilt left on it here and there. A little gilting. More pieces of fancy stuff. Nothing now, but at some time probably went on to something a little, cool. I found a couple of these buttons. little snaps, buttons, whatever you want to call them. Stars on them, iron back. So that's a lot of times if I think I may have dug one of these and it was off for me and I couldn't figure out why, and I think that's probably why for me, is the iron sometimes mixed in with that tone kind of throws me off. Whoops. That one there is real thin on the back. It's missing everything out of it. So it's pretty cool though. Neat little stars. Yeah, my old thimble. No inscriptions or anything on it, just a plain old thimble. It's kind of cool. Clock parts. Miscellaneous gears and whatnot. A few of the little bullets and shells. Rimfire shells. Little lead ball there. Shot bullet. Not sure what these are. They could have been on some kind of machinery or something. I don't know. But there's no markings or anything. They just got a nice round shape. Of course, the Deus loves. So there's some type of cap or something maybe. I don't know. That one's got some green paint on it. Don't know what this is. Looks a little more modern to me. But so there's that. It's a little button thing on the back. It's got some stars on it again, and all I can see on the loop, maybe I can see it with, just my eyes here, and I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not. It says Co. So, and then over here it's melted, so it's something in Co. But just a little button snap thing, no big deal. I was kind of curious what this was. At first I thought it was a cufflinks, because I found some cufflinks last year, and I thought, well, these are kind of some boring looking cufflinks, but I started looking at it and it says brass plug, and then on the top it says Samson, so I looked it up and it's actually an old tire plug, patent date of 1898, so kind of cool. Must be they'd go in and plug your tire, so, but it kind of reminded me a little bit of a cufflink with that on the back, and maybe a turn and then you put it in. But, so, anyways, a couple other things here. A little button, some gilt on it. Nothing on the back, nothing stamped, but in nice shape. I mean, no bends or anything in it, but a cute little button. Probably late 1800s. This one I thought was cool because, again, it's another shanked button, but this is exactly the way it came out. I mean, it had a little dirt on it, but no rust, no nothing. I mean, no corrosion, no nothing. Just a nice, clean button, little flat button there. Don't know really the date on that, what that would be. Someone can probably ID that better for me. Oh, typical Indian head penny, 1886, in pretty good shape. I can read Liberty. I haven't cleaned it a whole lot. Just your normal Indian head. It's the only American coin I found in the 3 hunts. So this is the Chinese coin, dated from 1736 to 1795. They don't have exact dates. They just have a like a reign of who was there and what they did or whatever. But kind of cool. This octagonal token. If you can read that, it says good for 5 cents in trade. P as in Paul, Kelly. Then you flip it over and it's got a 5 on it with stars around it. And you can't see it too well. It's pretty corroded. Like I said, all I did was just soak it in dishwater and scrub it lightly, but still pretty cool. I love finding tokens. These things are really cool. But anyways, so that's pretty much it. Kind of a fun 3 hunts. First 3 hunts of the year. I have at least a half a dozen more sites that haven't been hit yet. So I'm not quite sure what I'll find. But I'll be hitting them hard and hopefully trying to get some video before they put crops in. And then I have another at least a half dozen sites that are strictly in the woods, so I'll be hitting those later on once the crops are in. So anyways, thanks for watching. Just triple hooked. I'm out.